Most people in crypto say they DCA, but what they actually do is this. They buy again, then they buy again. And when price finally moves, they freestyle the exit. That's not a plan. That's hope with recurring payments. And that's the trap. A proper DCA plan isn't buy every week. It's two maps, how you scale in and how you scale out. And it takes about a few minutes to build one if you know how to use the right tool. And it works the same way whether you're planning Bitcoin, Ethereum, or other altcoins that you may be holding, like Tau, FET, Render, Psi, WIF, Jasmy, same logic, different volatility. And in this video, I'll show you how to map entries and exits with a free calculator, because the real pain isn't the buy, it's freestyling the exits when price finally moves. Right, quick agenda. By the end of this video, you'll know what DCA is and what it's not, how to build a DCA plan that includes taking profit, how to sanity check risk and returns without the need to build your own spreadsheets, and why pre-map levels are the real upgrade and not the calculator itself. Now, all you need for this video is in the description below. One link to the DCA guide and one link to the free DCA calculator designed by us, the Markets Unplugged. So let's get straight to the basics. Dollar cost averaging, or DCA, is about time and risk. It's basically admitting you can't time the perfect bomb, so you build a process that survives uncertainty. That's the whole game. It's not a magic profit button. Yeah, it's true, DCA can help you smooth entries, of course, but it doesn't remove drawdowns and it doesn't remove decision making. And this is where people get it wrong. They think DCA means keep buying no matter what. No, DCA without a stop point is just averaging down with a nicer name. And the biggest failure mode is predictability. Most people keep a rough mental note of what they spend. Then they guess their average, and then they decide when to take profit in the moment. That works when the market is calm, but when volatility kicks in, it falls apart. So we do it properly. We map both sides, DCA in levels, DCA out levels, and we decide our risk size up front. Most DCA calculators online are what-if machines. They backtest. BitBo literally describes it as a chart that lets you backtest Bitcoin DCA by picking amount, frequency, and start date. Kraken's calculator is on the same flex. It's like saying, what if I invested $100 every month since 2021? Yeah, it's useful, but it answers a different question. And that question is, what would have happened? But the question you actually need answered is this. What am I going to do next and under what conditions? A real plan is just 3 lines. Where do I start? Where do I trim? And where am I wrong? If you can't answer those, you don't have a plan. You've got bias. And that's why our calculator is a planner. It's built to help you plug in your levels, see the average price, cost, profit scenarios, then export it so you can journal and refine. Okay, so let's build one. This tool is free and you can run it on any coin and currency. So first, select your currency, type your coin ticker, and at this point, you haven't committed to anything. You've just defined the market you're planning for. And a quick check, alts don't behave like Bitcoin, you know that. A level that holds on BTC can get wiped out on an alt. Then snap back fast. So you plan with levels, not emotions. Now choose a price that you're comfortable starting. Not a bottom and not a hero call. Just if price trades here, I'm willing to start building. And you want that level to be something you'd still be comfortable owning, even if it chops for a few weeks. If you'd only buy it, if it instantly pumps, that's not really planning. Now the bit that most people don't do. Now add a DCA out level, the first point where you stop just holding and start locking something in. Starting your DCA out doesn't mean selling everything. It just means taking profits out in stages. So you're not making one massive decision in the heat of the move. Because if you don't pre-plan the sell side, your future self will sabotage you. So either you sell too early or you round trip the whole move. Now over here, you set the investment amount. So this is where you keep yourself honest. If the plan looks great only when you oversize it, it's not really a plan, is it? So now you can hit calculate. And now you'll get a results row showing the levels you've entered, your investment, and the profit and ROI based on those inputs. An important reality check here. This isn't a prediction, this is maths. Think of ROI here as sensitivity, not a forecast. Change the exit level and you'll instantly see how fragile or realistic the plan is. The market doesn't owe you that outcome. The calculator is just showing you what the move would return if price reaches your exit level. Now click export to CSV. And that's how you turn a random idea into a trackable plan. You keep a folder of your plans, review what worked, and stop repeating the same mistakes every cycle. Now listen, A DCA plan without invalidation is how people get trapped. So you need one more line of thinking. Where's the point? Your thesis is clearly wrong. Where do you stop adding instead of averaging down? That single question is the difference between planning and coping. Now we get to the upgrade, and this is where people misunderstand the value. The calculator isn't the hard part. Typing numbers into boxes is easy. The hard part is choosing levels that are actually usable in a market that loves to wick you out, fake you out, and then rip without you. That's why one clean number really survives contact with reality. Price doesn't tap your exact level and behave. It overshoots, it undercuts, it chops. So if your plan is a single number entry and a single number exit, you'll probably end up changing it mid-move, and that's a real issue. So the targets page is built to solve that. Instead of forcing you to invent levels from scratch, it gives you entry ranges and not single points, and profit tiers, not one random sell target, because real market moves are not clean. They're messy, they're emotional, and they punish improvisation. You can't wing it. Now, just to be clear, you can do this with the free calculator. You can choose your own entry, you can choose your own exit, run scenarios, export to CSV, track it. That's already more planning than most people ever do. But here's a trap. The calculator can only work with what you feed it. If your levels are guesses, the output is just clean looking maths built on a bad plan. And that's where most people get rinsed. Not because they can't click calculate, it's because they're winging the inputs. So the free DCA calculator tool gives you process, but what you still need is a map. Here's the difference between a plan and hope. Bitcoin can be volatile, but it's generally cleaner, and a lot of alts are not. They can overshoot a level, flush hard, then bounce like nothing happened. So if your plan is one perfect number, you'll either miss it, panic chase, or buy late and call it bad luck. Entry ranges fix that. They give you a zone and a method. You're not trying to snipe one exact tick, you're scaling in with intent. So let me show you what this looks like for real. These are examples from our DCA targets page, part of 47 coins that we track. Don't focus on the numbers, those are for members only. Focus on the structure. Every coin has the same map. You got the sector, you get the wave context, and you get the defined invalidation level. Then you get 3 DCA in levels and 8 to 10 DCA out tiers. That's the point. So it's not some random target list. It's a full plan, both sides, with a line drawn in the sand for when you're wrong. That invalidation line is what stops people doing the dumbest thing in crypto, buying all the way down after the original thesis is already broken, then coping with hope because the chart looks cheaper. If you've already done that, you already know how expensive guessing is. Now profit tiers, because making entries could be a bit easier than taking out profits, because this is where most people get hurt. They either take profit too early, then watch it keep running without them, or they take nothing, then round trip the move and call it long-term conviction. Profit tiers solve that. Instead of one emotional decision, you've got a staged plan. You're not trying to sell the top. You're trying to sell like a pro, in pieces, at predefined points before your emotions hijack the wheel. So when the market starts moving fast, this lists the difference between calm execution and improvising on the fly. So what is the targets page? Look, let me put it this way. Our Alpha Insider members and Cycle Intelligence members unlock entry ranges and 8 to 10 profit tiers across 40 plus altcoins, with periodic reviews and notes and alerts when levels are revised. And you can see it's not a tiny list, it's 47 tracked, updated as a baseline altcoins. And that matters because levels are not static forever. Crypto changes, the market changes. If your levels never change, your plan becomes a bit outdated and you start making decisions off old information. And this is where a lot of people think that defined DCA in and out levels is a convenience. It's not just a convenience, it's reducing decision load. Because when price is moving fast, you don't suddenly become calm and rational, you become reactive. And if you're inventing entries and exits in real time, you will make expensive decisions. Targets exist, so the plan is already there, and you're executing a routine, not improvising a strategy. So the difference is simple. A free calculator, you bring your own levels, you build it yourself, it's a fantastic tool. But the targets, you start from research entry zones and profit tiers. Then you use the calculator, you sanity check sizing and outcomes. Saves time. Yeah, but more importantly, it reduces emotional decision making when price is moving fast because you're not inventing a plan mid-move. So here's the workflow, and this is the part that makes it really useful. Option A, free workflow. Pick your coin, define your entry, define your exit, define your allocation, run it in the calculator, export to CSV, track it, that alone puts you ahead of most people, because most people never write a plan down. They just finesse their way through volatility. And once it's saved, you can review your decisions properly, not with emotion, but with evidence. The CSV is not about building spreadsheets, it's about accountability. You're logging what you said you do before the candles start messing with your head. You're logging your entry, you're logging your trim plan, you're logging your allocation, and you're logging a timestamp when the plan was made. So later, you can ask one honest question. Did I follow the plan or did I panic? And that's how you improve over time. So what about option B? The DCA targets workflow. Use the DCA targets to get the entry zones and profit tiers. Plug key levels into the calculator, sanity check sizing and outcomes, export the plan, then review weekly notes and revisions. So your plan not only stays current, but also looks at where the market is right now. Which wave are we in right now regarding your altcoin? Are we in wave 3 or are we in wave 5? And that's how you stay consistent without staring at the charts all day. And just so it's clear, this is for two types of people. One, people who want exposure without becoming a full-time chart addict. And two, people who already watch TA but keep getting clipped by emotion because the sell side was never mapped. If either of those is you, this workflow will immediately improve how you behave in volatility. So a quick recap, DCA is about time and risk, not guaranteed profit. A proper DCA plan maps both sides, entries and exits. The free calculator helps you stop guessing and track your plans with CSV export. And if you want a head start on the hard part, choose realistic ranges and stage profit tiers across a wider list. And that's what the DCA targets page is for. And if you want to follow along, I've linked the guide and the free calculator below. Start there, build one plan, export it and track it for a month. And if you want the DCA in and out levels, you can always explore the DCA targets page after. And just a quick question before you go. Drop a comment and let me know, what coins are you planning around right now? And if this video helped you, subscribe and turn the notifications on, and see you in the next one.